नेक्स्ट टॉपिक हम स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं सेट थियोरी। ये टॉपिक में हमें डिफरेंशिएशन, इंटीग्रेशन, मैट्रिसेस, लिमिट, कंटिन्यूटी कुछ भी काम नहीं आएगा। टॉपिक यहीं से नया स्टार्ट होगा। तो आपको पिछले वाले टॉपिक्स की प्रैक्टिस नहीं भी की है तो आप ये टॉपिक पढ़ सकते हैं। अगर हमारे पास कोई क्लासरूम है, क्लासरूम की चेयर्स हैं और हम बोलते हैं कि हमारे पास 10 चेयर्स हैं, तो हमने 10 चेयर्स कलेक्ट की, तो दैट इज़ ए कलेक्शन ऑफ 10 चेयर्स and we can identify that if the chair belongs to that room or that chair is taken from outside somewhere. So such a collection is not only a collection but it is a well defined collection and we call such a collection to be set. For example, if I say I select numbers 2, 4 and 6. I have taken numbers 2, 4 and 6. I put the numbers in curly braces. We always use curly braces in sets. So this is collection of 3 numbers, number 2, 4 and 6. So if I talk about number 8, I can say that this number 8 is not in the set. If I take 4, I can say this 4 is in the set. So this is a well defined collection. If we can identify each and every element and we can find out if the given element belongs to this set or not. Usually sets are denoted by capital letters, and we were saying that 8 is not in A. We say 8 does not belong to A and 4 belongs to A. Note this symbol, this is not E, this symbol is epsilon and it means belongs to. So we are saying that the number 4 belongs to A. Like we already learned, this is symbol equal to and this is symbol not equal to. In the same way, this is 4 belongs to A, and here when we cut the epsilon symbol, that means 8 does not belong to A. In mathematics, usually the curly bracket means that we do not worry about the order of the objects in the curly brackets. Means if I write 4 to 6 or 6 to 4, they are same because they are written in the coordinate brackets. And we have already learned in the coordinate systems, we were saying 1, 2 is coordinate of a point. This is x coordinate, this is y coordinate. And if we take another point 2, 1 means for x it is 1 and y it is 2. And here for x it is 2 and y it is 1. So they are not same. So firstly, the definition is very important. What is a set? A well-defined collection. It is a collection as well as it is well-defined. Elements can be identified. So it is a well-defined collection of objects. Like if I say I have these numbers, so I can, so looking at the set we can say that 3 is not in B, 10 is not in B, 2 is in B. So it is a set. I hope you remember this symbol. Putting dots after a comma means and so on. means I have elements 2, then 7, then -3, then 4, then 5, and so on. Means I have many other numbers like this. But I cannot identify what the next number will be because there is no pattern among those. So this is not a set. There are several sets which are universally defined. You must have heard some of those. Those are the sets of natural numbers. Natural numbers, the numbers that are used for counting. So we start counting from 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on up to infinity. So I can tell that the number 5 is in this set. These universal sets are usually written by, like, this is a natural number set, so we'll write n and put extra line here. This is universally known natural number set. 5 belongs to n. 1.5. 1.5 is not used for counting. This is not a natural number, so this does not belong to n. If I take 1000, yes, that belongs to n. It has infinite number of elements, but I know those elements. Next we have the whole numbers. That is written by W, and in the whole numbers we add extra one number, that is 0. So we start counting from 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. This is also a set. Then after this we come to the set of integers, that is written by Z or I, and this is set of negatives as well as these positives. We have still not taken the fractions like 1 by 2, 3 by 2, 1.5 and all, but it includes negative numbers as well. After the integers, we take the rational numbers. This is the set of all p by q, where p and q are integers, and we usually say that p and q do not have any common factors. Writing the dots like this, or we can also use a straight line like this, we read it as such that q. So q is the set of all. So this is the set of all p by q such that p and q belong to Z. Means p and q are integers. P and q are like this. So I can say that 3 by 2. 3 is integer, 2 is integer, so 3 by 2 is integer. So 3 by 2 is a rational number. 5 by 7 is a rational number. So all the numbers written like this in fractions are rational numbers. There are some irrational numbers as well. Irrational numbers are usually this e, pi, root 2, root 3. We will not go in much details, but these numbers cannot be written in the form p by q. And finally we have the real numbers that we have used all the times when we say that this is a graph, this is x-axis, this is y-axis. So means we have taken positives as well as negatives. This is 0, 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3 means natural numbers. Start from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3 means whole numbers. Take negatives as well, so that means it's integers. Now in between the points 0.5, 1.5 or maybe 1.25 or maybe points in between. These are all rationals, and somewhere in between we also come across the points root 2, root 3, pi, e, and combining all these numbers we get the real numbers set. These sets are usually written in two forms. One is the set builder form and another is the roster form. The examples that we have seen, like we were saying, we have three numbers 2, 4 and 6. We have written the elements directly. Such forms are called roster forms, and instead writing like this, if I say x, collection of all x such that x is a natural number and x is less than 7, means it's a natural number, so it can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on, and x is less than 7 means it can be up to 6. So these